Hello, neighbor. I'm Robert Burns, and welcome once again to another edition of Sound Off Louisiana. And as you can tell, I have Mr. Billy Broussard here. But what I do want to draw some attention to is let's just remind everyone of the nature of the folk that we're dealing with, because I believe this has been viewed as fun and games. Let's break away for just a moment and see Miss Mindy "My Boss" Gerard as she laughs as she's discussing with Deputy Matthew Alexander about her belief, which can only have been obtained from Scott Lopez, that you committed aggravated assault. We'll be right back.
I understand that he's supposed to have a warrant out for him. It's supposed to be signed this morning for aggravated assault and obstruction of a roadway. So I don't know how far that went, but because he got out in the middle of the street and was threatening to harm somebody. Yeah, for taking pictures of him in his...
All righty, as you can see, I believe Miss Mindy "My Boss" Gerard thought this was all kind of fun and games and getting a lot of giggling out of it. And let's make another notation here. I'm getting some vibes that Parish President Chester Cedars is now wanting to put some distance between his name and the folks that are all involved in that. Would you care to elaborate a little bit, Mr. Broussard?
Well, I have to say, about a week ago, I had a meeting with him, a very good meeting, went very well. In the meeting, he mentioned, he said, despite what you may hear from individuals, I don't get involved in little, I think the way he explained it, like little neighborhood spats. You know, I don't get involved in all that. And you know, we've heard in the past so often where different ones claiming, well, Justice Cedars said this, Justice Cedars said to do that. You can verify this with Justice Cedars. So,
well, I'm not to interrupt you, but I'm glad you said that, because we just broke away. See Mindy, you know, making the outlandish allegation that you had committed aggravated assault. Let's break away for just a moment and let's see just how much they want to put Chester's or Mr. Cedars' name on prominent display. You're going to see both Mindy Gerard talking about going to court and him saying to call about the nuisance file, and then you're going to see Miss Melissa Dubrock's husband, Blake, say that, hey, as soon as Chester's got this order in front of us, as soon as it gets signed, you can verify this with Mr. Cedars or Popcorn, as he calls him. Mr. Calder, Pop Aberry, Nick's name's in Popcorn. Let's break away and see how willing they are to throw around the name of Chester Cedars. We'll be right back.
Good, how you doing?
You have to death.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How you doing? I'm
good.
Corporal Alexander.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
On Tuesday, we went to court with Mr. Cedars against Billy Broussard.
Yes, ma'am.
I spoke to Mr. Cedars, so he said, yes, ma'am, I understand. Well, the truck's been there. I've been taking pictures of it being there. Talked to Mr. Cedars that afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, and he said anytime anybody in the neighborhood sees the dump truck there, we're supposed to call and make a complaint, and then they'll go from there with it. So I don't know where we need to go from here with Mr. Cedars.
I think it would be more on a civil, because I believe the injunction is dealing with a civil issue more than criminal.
Okay.
So I don't know how that would work with trespassing on his own property.
Right.
So that would be more of a civil issue than a criminal issue.
Okay.
Bring it to Mr. Cedars and see where y'all go from there.
Okay.
Hello, this is Deputy Romero, the Seymour Parish Sheriff's Office.
Yes, sir.
You had called in a complaint?
Yes, sir. About Broussard dumping is in the dirt pit on the old sawmill property. And was told not to do it. Just he just got a lawsuit against him. They fixing to serve him Monday morning. They said with a restraining order. Since he don't listen, they're gonna have a restraining order to where he can't even go on his own property. And if he does, he's going straight to jail. So all this is gonna happen Monday morning. But till then, they said he can give citations, and that'll lead up to his arrest. Everybody knows about it. You can check with the parish. You can check with Popcorn. You can check with with Chester Cedars. They all know.
Yeah.
All right, as you have seen, even though Mr. Cedars now wants to make it clear that his name shouldn't be associated with this little neighborhood group, but excuse me, I certainly can't blame Mr. Cedars. I've been wondering myself why he would want such an association, and I think there's probably no better way to demonstrate that than for us to break away once again, because I seem to vaguely, I vaguely remember St. Martin Parish Deputy County being called off, and I believe called out, and I believe the words were, you better have those cuffs ready because I'm going to cross the street and beat the F out of her. Let's break away for just a moment. We'll be right back.
No,
working at
you heard gunshots?
Yeah.
It's probably the bitch across the street calling because she. Let me tell you why. It's because the bitch sitting across the street looking over here right now is his ex-fucking wife starting shit.
Hey, he's probably aggravated.
What's your
No, it's
what's
because
your
his
phone number?
ex-wife across. Look, she's sitting in that fucking chair looking over here.
Hold on, mom. What you said?
337.
Let me ask you this: what charge would I get if I run across the street and beat the fuck out of somebody?
Oh yeah, that's
That's just battery, right?
Nah, you got to go to jail for that.
Oh no, I'm good with going to jail for that. But what is the charge for? Just battery, right?
Look,
That's just battery.
Go relax yourself, man.
I tried, but how when the bitch is sitting in her lawn chair looking at me?
all right.
She testing me.
Look.
Get your hands registered.
What you
Don't go picking with them people. I don't want to have to come back out here.
Wait, I'm gonna tell you, she keep picking. You better get them cuffs ready for me.
Listen, don't do that.
All right, having seen that, I think most everyone, I would hope every single viewer would say, I really don't want my name closely associated with that type situation. And I can hardly fault Parish President Cedars for having those sentiments.